And now, on the season finale of Monster Prom.
Ladies, gentlemen, weird amorphous blob creatures, I only have one... Well, I know it's not a rose because we were too cheap to spend money on a rose for this opening bit, but I only have one whatever the hell kind of flower this is to give to one of you tonight. Who will be the one among you to accompany me to prom? Will it be Polly? Oh, Polly, do you remember all the good times we shared together? I sure don't, because they always involved a mountain of drugs, so my memory is a little bit fuzzy when it comes to our interactions. Or will it be Vera? Oh, all the tears that we shared together, because you kept torturing and threatening to kill me. Or will it be Liam? I hate you, Liam. You're my least favorite character in the game. You're a stuck-up, pompous windbag. But you're the only character in this game who I haven't gotten to go out with me yet, so I need you to say yes so I can get the freaking achievement. So here, take the stupid flower. This. I'm out. I'm done. Here's our review for Monster Prom.
Monster Prom is a new competitive multiplayer dating sim. Wow, that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Developed by Beautiful Glitch and produced by those awesome guys and Jesse Cox. And even though this is a very unique type of indie game, there's a good chance that you've heard of it because it's currently making the rounds among many Let's Players, and I'm actually really happy about that because, in the interest of full disclosure, I actually helped kickstart this game.
I feel it's only fair to be upfront about that because I know someone out there is going to say that I'm secretly trying to push this game extra hard because I backed it on Kickstarter, but in all honesty, how does that make any sense? I already gave them money and I'm not getting any additional rewards no matter how well this game succeeds, so when you think about it like that, rather than trying to push this game extra hard, shouldn't I be extra mad at this game if it turns out to be not as good as my expectations were? But for that one conspiracy nut out there who thinks that I'm secretly in this game's pocket, there. Boo away. Oh, shut up!
Now, as I said, this is a dating sim, and I've mentioned before on this show that I don't really play dating sims because they're just not my thing. They never really interest me unless there's some kind of a crazy twist to it, like, say, Doki Doki Literature Club. But Monster Prom actually has a lot that makes it unique. In this game, you don't just go through a storyline to try and hit on these monsters until you pick which one you want to take to prom. No, in this game, you have to buff up your stats, such as creativity, boldness, fun, and money, and each of the 6 characters that you can ask out will require you to have a certain level of different stats. Now, how do you raise these stats? Well, the game will start you off by taking a personality quiz where you have to answer questions such as who would you rather be raised by? A pack of wolves that happen to be Wall Street tycoons? Or a wise old hermit who has mastered the art of rad DJing?
Did I mention this was an indie game?
What you answer in this quiz will give you a boost to a few stats, but after that you'll spend your days at school choosing which building to go to, with each building giving you an additional stat boost. However, this is where the game gets really interesting. At each location, you'll run into your other classmates who will come to you with a crisis. You then have to choose which of the 2 answers this game provides you with. However, each answer's success will depend on how you built your character. Neither answer is right or wrong on their own. Instead, what is the correct answer will depend upon your stats. There are over 300 different interactions in this game, and considering that each interaction will come with a good and bad result for both options that it gives you, means that there are over 1,000 different outcomes from these interactions, and this is where the real tension of this game comes in. Because I would always stop at each of these questions and think, okay, that could be boldness, but it could also be smarts, but it could also be charm. And if it is one of those, are my stats high enough to risk it? You really will have to think about each question that it gives you, and if you get it right, then you're going to get a boost to 2 additional stats, and you'll pump your fist in the air in triumph, but if you get it wrong, then you'll lose points in 2 stats, and you'll feel like an old fogey who doesn't know what the kids are into these days.
What? What do you mean I'm not fun enough? I'm totally fun! Aren't I? Am I so out of touch? No. No, it's the monsters who are wrong.
So okay, it's a dating sim that relies on RPG-style stat boost. That's not that different. Hold on, it gets way deeper. Because if you answer correctly to specific questions, you can trigger a storyline to begin for a character, and if you answer each part of that storyline correctly, then you can unlock a secret ending for them, which comes with a unique piece of artwork. And by unlocking specific endings or by doing certain actions in the game, you can unlock new items to buy in the shop, which will lead to brand new storylines that will have nothing to do with the 6 main characters. This game provides a ton of replayability because it just keeps unlocking new content. Even on single player, this game provides you a reason to keep coming back. However, if you are only playing this on single player, then you are only getting a fraction of the experience because, as I said, this is a multiplayer game, and that's where the real fun comes in. In multiplayer, you can either help out or betray your friends by either putting in a good word for them or dissing them in front of their potential love interest. And only one person can go to each building each day. So if you need to go to the classroom to boost your smarts, but your friend is already there, then they just screwed you out of all that rich, tasty book learning. But this game isn't just backstabbing each other, it encourages you to get crazy with your friends. Each day, you'll have to start by competing in an argument over the craziest questions that they could come up with, and whoever wins the argument gets to go first. Now, I know I shouldn't give this game too many points for this because how fun it is going to depend on the crowd that you're playing with, but they did everything that they could think of to encourage fun interactions with the people that you're playing with, such as giving you these arguments to compete over, giving you dialogue options that will make you really have to think about your stats, and coming up with characters and dialogues that will make you and your friends want to read every line out loud. And that's the real star of this game. The dialogue, the characters, and the flavor. This game has an amazing style and tone to it that it's able to keep up all throughout it. It's incredibly witty and clever with lines that constantly made me laugh out loud and were so insanely creative that I kept asking how on earth they were able to come up with all this. I know it's only May, but I feel confident in saying this is easily going to be the funniest game I've played all year, the most clever game I've played all year, and probably the lewdest game I've played all year. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that out of the way because I don't know how much longer I can hide the really dirty stuff in this game. This game is a hard 18 and up. Remember, this is a high school for monsters. Monsters who all happen to be in their 20s for some reason, and they act like monsters. Sex, drugs, murder, all of which will be described in graphic detail, is a major part of these conversations. But honestly, that's what makes it so fun. You're trying to win over the worst possible people that you could date, and unless you just have a massive stick up your butt, seeing how f***ed up these choices can become is actually part of the fun. You're a monster, baby! Let your freak flag fly! Indulge in as much bad behavior as you can!
It's fun to do bad things.
And this bad behavior is encouraged by the cast of characters, each of whom are standouts for this year. There's Vera, the stuck-up crime boss in the making, Polly, the ghost who doesn't remember how she died, but it probably involved a mountain of drugs, Scott, the werewolf who is just too dumb for this world, Damien, the pyromaniac prince of hell, Liam, the hipster vampire, and Miranda, the sweet undersea princess who wants to murder everyone on land. And there are plenty of supporting characters, and honestly, I found them to be even more fun. I love the monster hunter who is trying to kill your fellow classmates, but no one ever takes her seriously because she sucks at her job. Or the Covenant, a group of witches trying to use their powers for good, who are pretty much the only people at this school calling out everyone on their bullcrap. I loved seeing them constantly point out that everything that you've been doing for the past hour has been horrible and you and all the other characters are just the literal definition of the worst. So this game has got some of the best characters and dialogue of any game I've played this year, an amazing art style, a really fun setup that encourages interactions with your friends in multiplayer, a ton of unlockables and splitting pathways that encourages replays even if you're just playing by yourself, and fantastic pacing. I haven't mentioned that yet, but one of the reasons I don't really dig dating sims is because they drag on forever. But this game features a unique gameplay mechanic known as no bullshitting. They actually trust you to know how to play a video game because they tell you, hey, here's the 6 characters you're trying to hook up with, you have 3 weeks to do it, take this personality quiz, and then you're off to the races. which makes this game so much more accessible. Do you want to play a single player match? Bam, pick up the controller and start. That's it. Do you want to play a multiplayer match? You and your friends will be able to enjoy yourselves without an insane amount of exposition to bog you down. This game was designed for one reason, to be fun. And honestly, they nailed it with everything they gave us.
Which brings me to my one big problem with the game. What they didn't give us. I hate critiquing indie games for stuff like this because I know that they're little guys with whatever budget that they could pull together. I'm sure everyone working on this game had their own regular 9-to-5 job that they had to do to support them while they did this passion project, and I know they gave us as much as they possibly could, but I can't help it. As I played this game, I thought, this is great, but it would be amazing if there was just a little bit more of it.
Okay, let me just make it clear. There's a ton of content here. As I said, there's over 300 scenarios, over 1,000 different outcomes to them, multiple secret endings to unlock. That is a ton to do, and for only $12, holy cow, you do indeed get your money's worth. But to repeat myself again, the name of the game is replayability. This is a game that's designed to be played over and over and over again to try and unlock everything. All the dates, all the secret endings, all the secret items, all the secret characters. This game wants you to replay it over and over, and eventually I did start to run out of steam. Again, I just want to praise this game and say that the dialogue is brilliantly creative and hilariously zany, but once I started seeing the same lines again and again, it started to lose me. The 6 main love interests were amazing, and the supporting characters are great additions, but on my 15th playthrough, I started thinking how much I'd enjoy seeing someone else in there, or gain some more interactions with these characters, especially with the side characters who I felt like I had seen each of their scenes pretty early on in the game. And I love these scenarios, but maybe if they had added some more background, some drawings for the one-off characters that they mentioned, just something else to spice them up, it would make me more excited to return to the ones I had seen before on repeat playthroughs. And the music in here is excellent, some of the best in any game I've played this year, but after hearing these same songs so many times, I actually still really like them.
What if I tell you that the world's gonna end and you have to teeth and it's just your friend?
I have no complaints about the music, I just couldn't think of anywhere else to fit into this review. And I know saying I started to get tired of it the 15th time I played it is going to sound like a big no duh. I know you'll think no game is going to stay fresh the 15th time in, but that's the thing. This is a party game. It's meant to be played numerous times over. Heck, even by yourself with all the branching paths and secret endings and unlockables, yeah, they want you to play this a ton. And hey, it got me. I replayed this over and over and thoroughly enjoyed it. But for the amount that they want you to play it to really make progress, yeah, I couldn't help but feel it needed a bit more to make all those replays feel worth it. More characters to provide more choices, more scenarios with the side characters, more artwork to help spice up interactions, and don't get me wrong, I realize everything I just listed costs money, and for the budget they had, this game is really impressive and being sold at a bargain of a price. But yeah, I still wish there was more here to encourage the replayability this game is striving for. However, there is DLC on the way that will include more endings, more characters, more love interest, and additional content that they haven't even listed yet, so when all that is released, my concerns could all be answered and my score could go way up before the end of the year. But for now, I'm going to give this an 8.5, because despite how hungry I was for more, this is still a really damn good game, especially for the price. It's a fantastic party game that will have you and your friends laughing along and wanting to play more. As a single player experience, it's really engaging that will make you want to keep unlocking new content, and it's a really creative and clever twist that spices up a genre of games that really needed someone to come in here and spice it up. Let me know what you thought of the game in the comments down below, and if you want to watch us play through this and more on Twitch, then just head on over to twitch.tv/ProfessorThorgi, or just follow me on Twitter @ProfessorThorgi to know whenever we go live. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Come back next time.